Hello everyone, this is Key of W with, you guessed it, Islands of Insight. Actually, I don't think you guessed it at all, because the title of the video said, you know what, it doesn't matter. So, hopefully the sound of my fan blowing all throughout this room isn't too distracting, but it is very hot. Let's get the blue out of the way, then let's get the yellow, green, then blue. Ooh, they're out of sync, so that's not going to work. Let's do this. There we are. That seemed to work. Anyway, hopefully it's not too distracting, but I'm trying not to die in the heat. Hold on a second. I'm down by the congruency puzzles, I think. Wait. Can I get up there? I can get up there with the big jump. I can get down here, too. A lot of rings. Gonna grab some of these. There's no real goals today. I'm just playing games before I go into my gig. So I'm just gonna run around and grab puzzles that I find in pretty much random order. Okay, so I originally set out for the congruency puzzles because that is what loads in every day, part of the extra set. And looks like a bunch of them loaded today that I've already done, but there are a few that I haven't, so we're going to grab those. So no two light areas have same shape and size. Well, this is a forced singleton, so we can't have any of these be singletons. Now this can't have a piece under it because it's on the edge of the map, so we have to bring it out, at least one, and we have to put dark cells under it. Nothing we can do about it. This one also can't do that, and it has to go out. Now, it can't go any further, so this one at the bottom has to be 3 across, which means this one has to be 5 across, and that's it. We have to make those like so. So now we just need the rest of these to not be straight lines, because the only other straight lines you could have would be 7 across, which is going to conflict. They would run into each other. So this one here has to go down at least one. The reason being, I can't have a straight line, because a straight line is going to be either a single, a 3, a 5, a 7, something like that, because of rotational symmetry. So if I were to block this off, I'm forcing this into a straight line. So it needs to go down like this, and it needs to go out, like so. You'd think, well, there's ways to do it where it's not a cross shape, but in this particular instance, anything like this is going to force a straight line. So, need a cross shape here. This one could potentially be like so, but then we'd have issues here. So this would force this move. Actually, this seems to be just fine. This actually seems to be a perfect way to do this. Put the cross here, put an H shape here, put a really squiggly line there, and put an S shape there. That's your solution. That one looks like it has multiple solutions, but I might have actually stumbled onto the only one just by using my big brain. All numbers are off by 1. Okay, 1 symbol per dark area. Well, that at least covers these up. No 2 dark areas have same shape and size. So obviously these aren't going to be 1s, these are going to be 3s. Now these can be 2s. This one actually has to be a 2 because it can't connect here. These have to be 3s. This has to be the elbow, this has to be the straight line. This has to be... This can't be a 2 because we've already used it. And there's no other way to make a shape of a 2 without being at the same as that. So these are all going to be 4s. These are all going to be tetrominoes. So that's your S shape. This is your T shape. This is your I shape. And this is your L shape. That's how that works. I saved the star puzzles for last here. All dark regions vary of 4, and none of them have the same shape and size. So tetrominoes again. Supposedly this one is a 3 difficulty puzzle. Well, either of these could be filled in just fine. If I filled this one in, we would force the L shape here, which would force the I shape Z shape, O shape. I think that one just solves itself. I'm not sure why the other way would... Oh, the other way wouldn't work, because if I had made the T shape here, there would be nowhere for this black piece to go. That's what it is. Let's start with you, single star. Connect all light cells. No two dark areas have same shape and size, but they all have region 4. So that means all of this has to be light cells, because otherwise dark region would be too small. That's going to cap off this 5. If this 9 here is all 6 out of 10, 6 out of 10 means if I were to fill light cells in every direction it can see, it would go to 10, which would mean this has to be a light cell. This is 7 out of 9, which means it's complete. This is 6 out of 10. Oh, it doesn't tell me anything yet. So none of these have the same shape, but they're all tetrominoes. So wonder why the connect all light cells is there. I guess it's to avoid us doing something like that and blocking it off. So what shapes am I going to use here? Only one more light cell can be seen by this 7, whereas 2 more need to be seen by the 9. So this has to be a light cell, because if it's not a light cell, both of these would be filled and it'd overflow the 7. So that has to be a light cell, which means that's a dark cell, for sure. Now, it could be I shape, or we could get an L shape up here. Either one of those seems acceptable. Which means the 9 is complete, and so is the 7. Wonder what. So we have 1, 2. If the I shape were here, there'd be one shape here, one shape here, one shape here. There'd only be 2 shapes among these, meaning the L shape would be here, and then the other one would be whatever's missing. S shape? I suppose so. I could put the I shape here. I could put the L shape there. I could put the Z shape there, the T shape, and the... oh, no, I can't, because I have to connect all light cells. Okay, I was thinking that's a spitballing it. I could try again. Put the L shape there. Put the Z shape there. And now all the light cells are connected. How about you, my good 2-star friend? Okay, well that's easy. Connect all light cells, no 2 dark areas, and tetrominoes. 4, 2. I can get it with just this? Okay, well if 4 out of 5... Well, it's not going to be the I shape, because then we're going to run into trouble here. So it has to be 2 and 2. So one of these is white, but it isn't these 2. So these both have to be dark cells. I think... So now we can't have an I shape here, because it's always going to connect to one of these. So we can have a T shape, an L shape. We can have... we'll see what we have to do here. Are we going to have the same issue here, like if we had this? No, it's still fine. If this were a light cell... no. Is there any way this is a light cell? No, if this is a light cell, this can't be a dark cell. These would all be dark cells. And now where would the dark cells go here? So this is a dark cell. Alright. Cool, I've worked my way up to that. Only 2 dark cells here. We also have to connect all light cells. That's going to come in play, I guess, somehow. I can imagine which one of these is the light cell. Which one of these 3. If it's the top cell, then this scenario here is going to be interesting. Because if I don't put a dark cell here, we're in trouble. It has to be over here somewhere. Right? But now I'm in trouble because I still need to make 4 dark cells and I'm out of space. So there would have to be a dark cell here. So instead, let me try putting it in the center. This way isn't too bad because I can connect like so without too much issue, really. So I have the S and the O. So now getting 2 spaces here just has to be the L, which can be like this. The T T, though, is going to be fun. T and I. This is how you do it. Okay, this is how you get them all in. Look at that. Good puzzles. That's all I really want to do in this area. I say right as I go for another puzzle. I tend to like starting at the World 1 and moving my way up, which kind of means I'm missing out on stuff in World 5 a lot, but that's okay. I want to clear out some of the easy stuff, get it off my plate. So let's head back to Verdant Glen, and we're just going to grab random puzzles. I'm not really going to go for anything in particular. I think I've done all the static ones in this area except for one hidden archway in the pyramid. I guess we just stand here for this? Yeah. Actually, let's check if there are any glide rings today. Because glide rings, reason I'm checking, there's 2 today. Because there's only 16 in this entire area. That's a very low number, and very few spawn in every day. So if I want to clear these out, I really have to look for them. Because they don't just... they're not just everywhere, you know what I mean? At some point, once I have done like 75% of the puzzles in a hub world, I'll start pulling out my save stats file because I'll be able to read it. Because right now, when I look at the map in there, it'll show me like the puzzles that remain. There's so many of them that it's just a garbled mess of color. But once there's fewer left, I can look at, say, hey, what are the glide rings remaining? Oh, those are the 5 spots. I'm just going to check those 5 every day, and eventually I'll find them all. So anyway, connect all dark cells, all light regions of area 2. We know from the corner rule we're going to have this and that, and this and that, and this. Okay, so dark cells are going to have to come through here. This is the only way to do this section in the bottom right corner. We also are going to need cells coming through here. There's just no way around it, because if this is a light cell, you're in trouble. So that's a dark cell. Any other places where we definitely need them? So anyway, this is a light cell. Yeah, this could be a light cell. So anyway, this is a light cell. Yeah, I suppose that could be a light cell. This is a dark cell. Yeah, there's nothing that says I can't do that either. Now, if this were a light cell, it doesn't really hurt me at all. This being a light cell forces dark cells through here. Well, okay, this can't be a light cell, because then where's it going to go? So that's a dark cell. This could be... this can't be. That has to be a dark cell. This could be light. This could be a light cell. Looking for the they can't ever be. This could be a light cell. That could be a light cell. No, if this is a light cell, the only way it can go to avoid overloading is here, and the only way this could go is there. So this has to be a dark cell. This is a light cell. We do force dark cells through, but it doesn't look like a huge issue. Oh, hold on. If dark cells come through here, we're in trouble. So this is going to cut off no matter what. So, whatever happens here... oops. This dark cell can't connect... oh, it can connect to this one, but these dark cells can't all connect to each other. So we're either going to go through this way or through this way. Actually, we can do both. Now, if this were light cell, we'd force... and this isn't too bad. But it does force us to bring the dark cells through here to connect them. If I were to make this a light cell right here. Which means... oh, this seems fine. Yeah, that's it. That's the way in. Is there another one up here? Let's get another logic grid, why not? There's like 600 of them in every area. I'm not running out of these anytime soon. Well, this has to be a dark cell. A giant dark cell, because it's 3x3. So if it's a light cell, it not only connects these, but it overloads them both. That's your dark cell. This is obviously a dark cell. So the 9, if it went all the way up around here, we'd have 1, 2, plus 4, 6, 7, 8. That's as far as it goes, so it will move 1 space down. The 8, 1 plus 4 is 5, 6, 7. This would overload it, so it has to move down at least one space. How about now? This 14 can't ever be in this spot right here because it would connect to the 8, which means it's probably going to hit this 3x3, because if it doesn't, it can't hit either of these. And this space here fills 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, because it can't be here either. So this is white, meaning that's black. 8 is complete here. The 9 does have to come out this direction, which means 14 can't hit either of these big spots. It can only hit this one here. The 9 now is at 6. It can't hit either of these two because it would overload. So the 9 is complete. We're at 10 for the 14. All I got to do is hit a single 2x2, and we have solved this puzzle. I liked that one. Somewhat on the easier side, but I just thought it was a really clever way of looking at it. So my main goal in this area is, can I find both Glide Rings puzzles today? I'd like to. Glide Rings puzzles usually are not super well hidden, because they have to be, most of the time, up high and in an open place, so it allows for flying through a bunch of rings. Let's grab one of these. Oh dear, I don't like this at all. It's not as simple as this, because, yeah, those... How many of those suckers do I gotta do today? Memory grid. There's only 2 in today. This is another one that I want to try to find when I'm playing. There's only 24 in this entire area. And unlike Glide Rings, the save stats file will not help me. Save stats shows you what puzzles are static, like the Glide Rings, which when they appear, there's not only 16 of them, but there are 16 locations where they can appear. So there's 1 per location, and they're preset. Whereas something like a match 3 puzzle, there's just locations that the game allows match 3 puzzles to spawn, and then it pulls from the 250 or so random puzzles when it needs to. So with this one, it looks like I want to not move this. Or no, I think I do this and then make a vertical break here. 5, 6, 7. I need to make a break of 4. Do something like this. Oh dear. I think this is how we... Yeah. So with something like match 3, using the save stats file isn't going to help me. I just keep on playing and looking at the places I know about, and that's fine, because eventually it'll load when I haven't played in a spot I know about. Whereas with Glide Rings, I have to look for the exact spot they're in. So when it comes to the memory grids, if I only see there's 2 that day, I just have to look around in the spots where grid puzzles spawn until I see it. There's not a lot else I can do. But since grid spots aren't super well hidden, I'll eventually find it. It's the ones that are static I need to really look for. 3, 5, 6, so I want to make sure I only break 3 purple at a time. The green as well, only 3 at a time. The yellow, all of these are breaks of 3. So is there any reason to... I think this might be the move. Then we can move the green over. Now... Is there a reason to do this? Perhaps there is. But I might be stupid. I think this needs to move to the right rather than to the left. So... This move works? No, that just seems bad. We can move... there we go. Got it. This required a bit of thought. Match 3 puzzles today. I've only done 2, and it says I've solved 2 today, so none of them loaded in solved. They were all new ones. There's 356. It's going to take forever to get those done. 356 of these in one area. I've already done that. Okay, so no glide rings over here. Question is, how long will I look before I get bored? Complete the pattern. It looks like we've just rotated this. This quadrant rotates to make this one, so this quadrant has to rotate over here, like so. That's easy. The vast majority of pattern grids in the first realm, this area, are simple like symmetry or rotation things, which I tend to notice quite quickly. It's when they use something else for the pattern that I really struggle. Alright, so that I can spot a million miles away. Don't make that... Oh, these patterns are hard to deal with. Dark regions of area 5. Well, that's going to really limit what I can do with these. So this cannot have see a dark cell in any of these spots. This can't see a dark cell here. This cannot see a dark cells there, and this dark cell can't see one here. That means we have to extend the dark cells out this way. So now this one also can't see dark cells here. That is this. This is all set. This is at least set here. These 3 are required. So now this dark cell can't see anything here. This dark cell can't see anything there. That finishes the set. These can't fill in because they would be not enough. This can't be a dark cell. Alright, so let's see about this one right here sees this cell. So that forces a dark cell here. Now the question is it here or there? This cell sees that cell, so it has to be light. We're done. That was a weird one. Not sure I liked it, but it was easy at least. Connect dark cells. We don't want to connect the 2s to each other. They'd overload. And we don't want squares. Okay. So far, so good. This has to be a dark cell here. Connecting dark cells forces these out. This is forced out. I'm pretty sure we just make that to end it. Easy. Okay, so glide rings. Back to the glide rings. I mean, there's still only like 13 of them left out of the 16 I started with. Eventually I'll have done so many puzzles I can actually look at the save stats file to find them if I need to. But I'm just trying to get rid of some of them now. Hopefully it makes sense when I describe this. Like, it's one of those things that makes sense because I've done 80-something episodes of this, but it would be insane of me to just assume everyone watching this, so both people watching this, it would be insane of me to assume that you have watched every single one of these episodes. Not because like they're bad or anything, although I would not say that my quality as a YouTuber is going to be at the level of professionals, but it's a lot. It's a lot to watch, and even if you are watching, you probably just have it on in the background while you do other stuff. Maybe at 2 times speed, so you don't have to deal with me solving puzzles too slowly. So, you know, I'll take for granted how I'm looking for these puzzles and explaining how... Why am I struggling with this one? You know why? Because I'm looking in stupid places. Anyway, so when I'm talking about save stats, I went over that in like episode 8, how that program works and where to find it. And so now... when I talk about it, I just say it as if everyone knows what I'm talking about and exactly what the files look like and stuff. So I'm just watching this bubble enclose. On this side, it is not moving all that much, which means it's over here. But yeah, the files will tell me generally where to find puzzles. And I use it basically to avoid the headache of randomly wandering around, because most of the time the puzzle isn't where is the puzzle, so it doesn't count to me as cheating to look up where a puzzle is. Don't make 4 in a row. No squares of white. So white can't be squares, black can be. Black can't be 4 in a row, but white can. Connect all light cells and dark regions of area 5. Is there any way this is a dark cell? Because all light cells that be connected, we'd have to make that a dark cell, and it would overload. So this has to be a light cell. Which means we don't have to connect all dark cells, or we'd be in trouble. This dark region has to extend at least this far, and because light cells have to connect, we do have to make this one light. We can't do 4 in a row of dark, so that finishes dark cells off. Is there any way this is a dark cell? Yes. Is there any way this is a light cell? No, because I'd be forced to make a square. So that's a dark cell right here. That could be a dark cell. This could be. This could be. We're still good. How about this? If this is a light, if this is a dark cell, we would be forced out, and then one of these two, and that's fine. If this is a light cell, we're also forced out. It doesn't tell me much. If this were a dark cell, we would have to bring the light cells around. As a light cell, we would have to bring dark cells here, which is also fine. But if this is a light cell, it forces these three to be dark, which means this dark cell can't extend to here. It would force this move. And now the real fun begins. Because, this isn't going to work. Because I have to bring that out. So, let's head back, that being a dark cell. This is also a dark cell. Light has to extend out this way. Now this must be light, because otherwise it would overflow the dark cells. This would overflow the dark cells, so this is our set of dark cells here, and then I believe this is the way to do the dark cells at the bottom right corner. That was an interesting and unique puzzle. Glide rings, please. Are we having glide rings tonight? Where's the other one of you? Other side of the tree? No. Other side of the rock. Massive draw distance. Save me. Save me, massive draw distance. It's actually not the biggest draw distance. Interesting what it chooses to draw. There's a guy up there. Look at this. Look at this friendly little fella. 1. Okay, that's going to be done. Oh, it's just area numbers. Nothing special is happening here. That's good. That's... Oops, this overloads. 4 is complete. The 3 is complete. The 5 is complete. The 1 is complete. The 8 has to extend this direction. Can't connect to the 5. That completes the 6 and the 8 and the 5 and the 4. We're done. Easy. Let's do some hunting for hidden relics. Oh, we're really just stuck to this one area, are we? Oh. I bet it's up on the top of this. And I would have lost my money. It is over here. Alrighty. This guy's got to go pretty much last. Is that true? No, I just got to make sure that purple gets down here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have to break 4 together at some point. So I got 4 and 4. That is going to be a challenge. But I do have to start with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 pinks, so I do have to break 4 of those. I wonder if I just bring this one out. I should be able to bring that up. No, I shouldn't. That was so bad. That was the worst thing I could have done. Now I should be able to break 4 together, and then these... That's it. I will find glide rings. I found flow orbs. How many of those do I have today? I haven't really found a lot of movement puzzles today. There are 3 total, one of which I've already done, so there's only 2 I could find. That is interesting. This one does not look super fun to do. Let's try at the bottom. 1, 2, 3. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Okay. Let's try it from the top. There we go. That's close enough for me. I'm not going for that master time. Alright. Where is your green friend? That's what I would say to Miss Piggy. Down there. That's a good one. I like that matchbox puzzle. That one feels good to solve. Okay. Where do your friends hide? Maybe up here somewhere? Maybe not. Across this chasm, perhaps? Perhaps it is that guy up there. No, that doesn't look like the same symbol to me. It is the same symbol. Swag. And here's the other flow orb of the day. Now this one looks even less interesting to do. Okay, let's start here. climb up this. Okay, let's try again. Restart the flow orbs. Let's try climbing up, but without failing spectacularly on the way. And then grab that one on the midair. Movement in this game is so bad. It's actually not bad, it's just bad for this puzzle. Movement in this game is great for just general stuff, but for puzzles that involve movement, it's bad. Okay, don't make squares. Don't make squares, don't make checkerboards. Awesome, so there's a checkerboard potential here, but we want to clear out those squares. Checkerboard potential here we want to get rid of. Square potential. We got any more checkerboard potential? There's one here. It's going to cut out squares and checkerboards. Squares and checkerboards. Cool, so far so good. We have checkerboard potential there we want to avoid, and here. Do we have any others? Let's check. Board. Seems like there's none, so it's just a matter of... Oh no, hold on, this is a potential spot. Let's get rid of that. That's another one. There's another one. Cool. One over here. Okay, I'm solving a lot of really fun logic grids, but I'm not finding the type of puzzle I'm really looking for today. Connect dark cells, no squares. That's going to cut this off here. No 4 in a row of light. There's that. No squares, no squares, no squares. Okay, connecting dark cells means that these have to connect somewhere in here. There's going to be dark cells up here, no matter what happens, so that has to be... In fact, there's your bottleneck right there. Okay. Does this come out? Maybe. No 4 in a row of light cells does mean this. That's got to be light. That's got to be light. No 4 in a row, so we have to bring the dark cells around. No 4 in a row. No squares. No 4 in a row. Let's see. This could be a light cell. Because we can do this just fine. Yep. Ah, there's a glide ring. But first, this match 3, because I accidentally fell down. So these are just going to all connect to each other. Now I have to get this green one over to here. That is going to be the trick. So if I drop it by 2 spaces, it would go over exactly where I want it to. But if I first drop this one down, I have this really interesting way of breaking the squares. Okay, let's do this puzzle. This looks interesting. There we go, run around the tree, and then we're going to that tree over there. Aha! There's also a hidden pentat up there that looks kind of fun. And that was it. I did it. So, at least one glide ring done. I will consider today a success. Okay, how about you? This blue is... The light blue here is definitely going to break early, I think. This is a trap. Right here, the green and purple is a trap. So I don't want to move that immediately. So let's start with the one I do know. Let's move this in and then break the purples here and then win. You thought you could trick me, game, but I am smarter, more smarter than you. As the sights here I could do, hadn't seen any of those yet today. Here, there, and everywhere. Well, no, 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 don't fall. Where's the other one of you? Is it on the other side of this? It might be on top of there somehow? Let's see. First things first, though. That is going to be this direction. It is looking down at that path somewhere from... Not quite up here, I don't think. I think this is too high, right? Yeah, I need to be down a little lower, like down here. Or maybe even lower? Yeah, yeah, there it is. Am I going to spend all day in Verdant Glen? I don't think so. But I will spend part of the day here. Actually, if I find the other glide ring, I might just call the episode here, make this a Verdant Glen heavy episode all about glide rings. I could do it that way. I have to keep the brand pure, whatever I do choose to do, because that's really all I got going for me. So this 12 certainly is not going to connect up here, because I'm going to have a 9. All dark regions of area 6, so that's settled. This 9... Oh, these are all 3 blocks. That is strange. So we have a 6 here. This, if this were white, this would also have to be white. Actually, hold on, this can't connect, so we do in fact have this. Oh, okay, well that was kind of solving itself. How about you? 8, 5, okay, let's not connect those to each other. Connect all dark cells. Uh-huh. That can't connect to... Oops. That can't connect. Well, this kind of forces my hand, oops, in this setting. Got the 7 complete. I've got the 5 complete. How about the 8 just comes around this way? We're good. This looks like a tiny little puzzle to stand right in the middle. I doubt here is correct, but we'll try it. Yeah, it is. Swag. Okay, these aren't going to connect to each other. Don't make the squares, connect all dark cells. That is forcing my hand in a lot of ways. How about that? I've done that one already, which is fine. Don't really feel like doing any morphic fractals because they suck. So the turquoise here's these ones are a set. I know what they're gonna do. There's no reason not to do this right now, I don't think. I also don't think there's any reason to avoid that move. This move is a trap, so I need to find a way to, yes, offset here. Yep, I think this will work. I am the match 3 champion. I don't know. I've gotten lucky. I've gotten a few in a row that I've been able to solve without a lot of guesswork, but I feel that's not going to last forever. Dark regions of area 2, light have area 1, so it kind of feels like there's only one thing you can do. Not much of a puzzle there. Alright, let's start looking in the sky again, because that's usually where the glide ring friends are. Although, can I really call them friends if they're hiding from me like this? Surely my friends would reveal themselves to me. Hold on. Like this friend right over here. Showing his face to me. Or her face. We don't know. For sure. Where are your friends? Oh, there was in the tree. You thought you could hide from me. But I am the tree spotter. Can't spot anything else, though. I can't see... Oh, there's one. There might be something inside here, too. Like you. And then, your friend. Are you... Is it going to be one of those symmetrical things where it's on the opposite side? On the wall? No. Is it going to be one of those things where it's just on the inside of this pillar? No. Is it going to be up my butt? No. Let's try to get on top of you. Oh, it's just right over here. Not even a problem. Alright then. Is it in this bowl? No. It's on the back of your head. Level up. I'll take it. 950 sparks. Maybe I should spend these sparks on, not upgrades. Silly, silly person. I could buy wings? Let's buy some expensive wings. I want a different, I don't want the flame wings. I want the secret of the stars. There we go. There we go. That fits what I'm going for. Lovely plumage. just going to do this till it works. Terrible strategy. Man, these moving ones are just like... So hold still. There we go. Alright, I am not finding the glide ring. That is okay, I found 1 out of 2. I could hardly hope for more than that. And I found other puzzles that were also fun to solve. So really, who's the winner here? I actually never checked all the way over here. Maybe there's something in this area that could be advantageous to pursue. Said the idiot, because I don't see anything. Let's just real quick. Oh well. Complete this pattern. Oh my gosh, that is quite the simple pattern. Well, that is an interesting place to put a matchbox. Right in the wall like that. To me, that means the green piece has to be over here, and we gotta just take a nice look at the wall. Maybe it's up higher or something like that. Or not. Maybe just grab one of these light motifs, and then the one over here on this level. Alright, I'm just ignoring that because it's the last-ditch effort to find. There's the glide ring. No? Is that just a glitch? Is it popping in and out? Hold on, let's get closer. I thought I saw it up on the wall. Okay, we'll get there. That is looking down. Help me, please. That is looking down at the temple from somewhere up here. Is it from this spot? Feels like it's not. This is too low. I want to get higher up. Maybe that one there. Up this direction. No, this is too high up, maybe? No, this seems like they're roughly the right height. Now I just gotta get the place. So it might actually be up here by the tree. No, because there isn't one. So I need to go further this way because I need to see. Oh, this is it. Ah, that wasn't a tree. It was the rock. That's what I was looking at. Okay, I definitely saw something on here. Was it a bug? Did you all see it? Is the game gaslighting me? What's going on? It was like there was a thing up here. Was it just a terrain bug? Oh, you. Dang. Well, jebaited. I'll call it here as far as that particular quest goes because, hey, we found one. And when there's only 13 left, that is something. So I'll end it here. Thanks for watching, everyone in the world. I'll be back to look for more glide rings, I guess, some other time. Have a good day. Bye.